One Foggy Night, a short story by Andrew Rossiter. Two policemen are looking for a couple of missing teenagers. They have just found the teen's car, but not the kids. Instead, they found a lot of money in the car. What can be happening? Part 2. This is a missing persons call. Constable Shipton looked at the description that Mrs. Hoskins had just given, then spoke into the microphone again. The lad's 17, darkish hair, 5'9" and quite thin. He's wearing a dark green bomber jacket, named Paul Hoskins. The girl's called Melanie Hoadley, age 15, looks older, blonde shoulder-length hair, wearing jeans and a sort of red anorak. Check all clubs and seafront. Stop any suspicious vehicle within 10 miles. 4 police cars had come together beside the harbor. "You don't think they jumped in, do you, copper?" asked one of the onlookers who had appeared from nowhere even though it was almost 3 a.m. "I really don't know," said the inspector. "Now would you please move back? There's nothing to see. This is just a routine investigation." "Car PB," said the voice on the radio. "Please check all the eastern esplanade as far as the cliffs." "Let's go," said Wells. The mist has come in again, just enough to hide the tops of the buildings on the landward side of the esplanade. But as the buildings got smaller, the fog seemed to thicken. By the time the patrol car reached the end of the esplanade, at the foot of the cliff, visibility was down to little more than 10 yards. "I don't know how we're meant to check anything in this," said Bradstock. "Can't see anything, anyway," Wells replied. He stopped the car and the 2 policemen got out. They could hear the sound of the waves slopping against the foot of the seawall, 15 feet below them. Bradstock leaned over. In the darkness, the sea looked black, cold, and very uninviting. "High tide," he remarked. "Yeah," said Wells. "Going out now. Let's walk along as far as the rocks. There will be enough sand by now." They locked the car and took 2 powerful torches. Bradstock switched on his walkie-talkie. At the end of the esplanade, narrow concrete steps led down onto the sand, above the high-water mark. Where it has been washed by the waves, the sand was hard and smooth. But the going was not always easy, and from time to time, the 2 policemen had to scramble onto the rocks to avoid getting their feet wet. "What's the point of looking along here?" asked Wells, suddenly stopping. "We saw them driving back to the middle of town. They won't have come back this way again, will they? What if someone else had nicked their car? They'd have walked to a phone box, wouldn't they?" The men walked on, the sound of the gently breaking waves echoing off the cliffs that they could feel but not see rising steeply up beside them. By day, the cliffs would have been alive with the sound of seagulls. By night, there was no noise to mix with the breaking waves. Then Brad froze. "What's that?" From somewhere at the foot of the cliff, a voice was calling, scrambling up the stones toward the spot the sound seemed to be coming from. Wells almost fell over 2 bodies lying there. "Quick, a knife," he said. "Undo them." "Oh, thank God," said the girl. "Are you Melanie?" asked Brad. "Yeah, thank God you came. What happened?" "Smugglers," said the youth, as Wells cut the cloth from round his mouth. "We were just walking along when we saw this fishing boat coming in through the mist. We went over to watch. Then all these men got off it, without saying a word. I think they must have been immigrants or something. They had dark skin. Then, two other guys, white guys, just jumped on us and tied us up. They took my wallet and my mum's car keys. "Okay," said Wells. "I reckon we know the rest already. You'd better come along with us." And he turned on his walkie-talkie. "PB to base, we have the two youngsters." End of the story.